Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Hello Smut Squad and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at some of the worst Dragon Ball games that have ever been created. And with all of these videos, there's not going to be any surprises here. Maybe one you might not have heard of before, but the rest are pretty bog standard, but maybe you just want to hear my opinions on it. Before we go any further, if you think I deserve it, please remember to hit that like, hype, and subscribe button, as well as listen to the weekly podcast and join our free Discord. As I said, there's not many shockers here. They're all pretty much the same games, and yeah, I don't disagree with what have been put on the lists, but I just wanted to rant about it. And so let me know what you think of these games. Did you actually own these growing up? Did you ever want to play these games? And do you want to defend them? But enough of that, let's get into it, shall we? The worst Dragon Ball games ever released. Ultimate Battle 22. Now, this game was originally released in 1995 with possibly some of the best box art ever released. God, look at it, it's beautiful. But it really wasn't until it was released in the West in 2003 that the infamy of how crap it was actually came to be. And why is it so crap? Well, it plays terrible, it looks terrible, everything about this game is dreadful. Like, this was 2003, like I can slag it off in 95, but by 2003, we've had Tekken. Tekken's been Tekken 1, 2, and 3 have been out. DBZ Budokai was already out. Budokai, for God's sake. And Budokai, okay, not the best Dragon Ball Z game. Budokai 3 is godlike. But Budokai's out, and that's much better than this piece of crap. This is one of the first 3D Dragon Ball games that actually come out at the time, back in 95, where they tried to mix 2D sprites with 3D backgrounds. And it just looks poo. It should have just stayed as a complete 2D fighter. Now, there was another version of this on the Sega Saturn which was updated, and it went back to its original roots on the Super Nintendo with a lot of its mechanics, and a lot of these mechanics was taken out because they just didn't work. But what was also terrible about this game was the character select screen. Like, there's 22 characters, and you're trying to pick somebody. I know watching a lot of Trunks in this game, but when you're trying to pick a character, they all just kind of collapse on top of each other, and you can't see who you're trying to pick. It's just a stupid thing of doing it. I know what they were trying to do, but it just doesn't work. And also, I don't understand why everyone's got TM and R on their name. I know it's registered trademarks, but have you ever seen that in a video game? I don't think I've ever seen Ryu with TM next to him when I've been playing Street Fighter. Also, if the character wins, it just goes to a black screen. Like, no, you win, no, Piccolo wins, or anything like that, which I have never seen before. When the box art of 2003, that wasn't the same. Also, it had Kid Buu and Ultimate Gohan on, and they weren't even in the game, so the game completely lied to you. Thanks, game. Also, one of the secret characters in this game was Gogeta. Yes, Gogeta. Although the game will have you not believe that, because in this game, it's Vegito. Yes, maybe they didn't want to spoil movie 12, but they decided to put Gogeta in here and just renamed him Vegito. Why did nobody check that? I want to say the R word, but I know YouTube, I'm going to hate that, so yeah, it's absolutely R-worded. But you have to think, why did they want to release this game? Well, let's be honest, at the time, Dragon Ball Z was starting to become massive in the West, so they probably thought, just throw everything they've got. This game's not been released before, so just throw it out. And thinking about it, they should have just not bothered at all. The Legacy of Goku. Now, I bought this pretty much on day one, and I bought it simply because of the Dragon Ball Z name. That's how we were back in the day. We just saw video games, and we just went, oh, that looks cool. They look cool on the shop floor, we're going to buy it. Because we had magazines, and that was it. We had no YouTube. It wasn't really a thing. So you just had to basically gamble and hope it was good. And when I got it home, I was very disappointed and nearly cried and wanted to take it back to W.H. Smith. Yes, that's where I bought it. I actually have that as a core memory for some reason. And go to the staff, what were you doing to me? This game covers the Saiyan Saga up to the Frieza Saga, and I thought, oh, it's an adventure game, it's going to be pretty good. No. It's dog shit. It really is. For the most, Goku can walk around and fly with a meter, which is stupid. But his biggest battle in this game is no, not the Saiyans. They're in fact snakes, wolves, and dinosaurs. Yeah, there's a dinosaur, which I found to be the biggest challenge in this bloody game. The gameplay is shockingly bad, with no real combat system and just simple punches and a terrible key blast to keep you going. It basically evolves round to the same pattern. You can punch, run away, or use a charging blast, fire it, run away, charge it, key blast, run away. It's ridiculous. The pacing of this game is also horrendous. Like, while it does try and basically keep up with what was going on in the anime, there's a bit where you've just fought Vegeta, and all of a sudden it goes, and Namek, without any explanation how he even got there. You do get to fight Frieza and then achieve the Super Saiyan transformation, but it's completely dull, and the gameplay doesn't change, and you're just finishing the same thing to begin with. It's just rubbish. Like, I wanted this game to be so good, and thankfully, the second game was a lot better, and considering one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever made. This even had the Dragon Ball Z intro to begin with, although the music's not even that what we wanted. We just wanted Rock the Dragon. Put that in there instead. Screw licensing, just risk it. Sagas. I've got to be a bit kind here to developers. I know I'm quite a horrible, mean person, but trying to get like what happens in the anime and the comic and put all that high action onto a screen can be quite difficult sometimes. And Dragon Ball Z has attempted to be in different genres. We've had RPG games, we've had obviously fighting games. Maybe we can have a puzzle game like Mario Party. Maybe even a dating sim. Although, let's be honest, we'd all be after Android 18. But a beat 'em up? Okay, that might work. 2-player co-op? No, that doesn't follow the Dragon Ball ethos. No.
Okay, guys, if you're bothered by cheating, either loosen your moral code or stop hinging the fate of the world on death matches!
Well, there's someone's going to call me, yeah, they do team up in some battles. I know they do. I know they do. It's a joke. Okay? It's a joke before anyone has a go at me. God. But the problem with this game is, well, everything. The whole game is janky. Even walking. With attacking, there's just no point trying to use the combo system or the key blast. Just use your normal attacks. That'll do. The characters can also fly, which we've always known about, but just horizontally. Now they can't really go vertical. There's like an invisible ceiling which says, no, you can't go more than 5 feet because you'll break the game. Yet you need to reach that bit of the ledge? No, we're not letting you do that. Which is, why? There's invisible walls everywhere, and the whole game is just sucks. It's bland, it's boring. Even the bouncer on the PlayStation 2 is better, and that says something, because I can't stand that game. Look, there's an episode of the podcast, it was episode 50, you can go onto it, have a listen, and you can argue with me and say the bouncer's a great game. I'll hear it, but I will ignore you. It's fine, we all have bad opinions sometimes. Ultimate Tenkaichi. Now, for me, this is the ultimate form of style over substance. Like, if you were watching this game on YouTube or watching a younger brother play, or I don't know, whoever's playing it, you're going to be thinking, holy crap, this game looks awesome! But then you play it, and you go, no, it's not good. It is essentially the mixtape of Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I managed to bring mixtape into this. Why? Because mostly cutscenes, and the gameplay is just rock, paper, scissors. Although, to be fair, that's probably more gameplay than there was in mixtape. But even so, they tried to do something a bit different with the battle system, and yet it is just rock, paper, scissors. If you want to get a better experience, just dress up, or no, put some headcanon in your head and just do rock, paper, scissors. Like, there is some positives. There has to be. Again, it does look very good as a video game. And it does have the first create-your-own-character adventure. Except that follows the same gameplay features as well. And what annoys me more about this game is that it's built on the Tenkaichi name. And the Tenkaichi series, although I'm not particularly hot on it, I prefer the Budokai series. People like that game. There's a big history behind it. There's a big loyal fan base. Everyone's going to rush into this going, yeah, I want to play this game just because of the name alone. And would have got very disappointed when they do it. Although what I will say, though, when you look at that box art, that I kind of feel is like me when I need a big poo and it won't come out, is the exact stance and exact mouth movements I'll be doing. We all know it's true. We all know we wish if we had a big mega poo, that's what it'd be looking like. Also, to have a bit of a laugh, I know a lot of people do consider this one of the worst Dragon Ball Z games. IGN gave this a 7.5, if you didn't hate them enough already. They gave Crimson Desert a 6. They gave this a 7.5. They gave Mixtape a 10. Think about it. GT Final Bout.
Now there's no one that can beat me at this moment. So, let's see how strong you are!
Now, get this out of the way. Accept this, everybody. It's a terrible game. It's not good. But as a kid, we all loved it. Because nostalgia is a powerful drug. And in the back of our minds, we still think this is a good game. It's not. It's dreadful. Like, I have so much experience with this game. I had probably the same experience as a majority of you. I got it through unsavory means, but I got it. Okay? And I looked at the intro and, oh my god, that intro is godlike. Absolutely goated. And we in the West got an even better soundtrack. Yes, we did. The Japanese soundtrack was nowhere good as what we got. I think it was only PAL regions as well. I don't know about Americans, you'll have to let me know, but definitely in the European shorts, we got a goated soundtrack with that opening intro. So good. But then halfway you started going, hang on, why does Trunks look like that? Who's that girl? Why is Goku a kid? Why is he tanned? And who the absolute Fooky Duke is Super Saiyan 4? Super Saiyan 4 what? Holy crap, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We hadn't even got to Super Saiyan 3 at that point. My god. And let's be honest, talking about Goku, there were a lot of Gokus in this. I think we had Small Goku, Super Saiyan Small Goku, Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Vegeta if you want to count that. But that's a lot of Gokus. But Gohans and Vegetas and Trunkses, or we've got 2 Trunkses I suppose. But Vegeta and Gohan? 1. Well, I can say Vegeta as well. But, that's a Vegeta. That's just side effects. And I suppose a lot of Dragon Ball Z games do love their Gokus. And considering the time when this was released, they didn't use any of the actual Funimation voice actors, which would have made a lot of sense. I don't know why, because here it just doesn't work. And the stupid thing is, even with the English dub, once you pick your character and they say their really terrible intro, it goes into the battle, and then it's all in Japanese. And that is the actual Japanese voice cast, which, just why? You also have to remember, the 3D models also look terrible. And before anyone says, well, it's not that bad, we had Tekken 3. You put Tekken 3 next to this. You put Rival Schools next to this. You put Soul Blade next to this. At this current moment, as I'm recording, I'm about to need a poo. I am trying to get as much as I can. I know that's oversharing. And I won't lie, what's about to come up my rectum is definitely better than the models that were produced here. And I know people thinking you're a disgraceful human being. That's true. I'm not a normal content creator. And the good thing is my wife's never going to watch this, so she has no idea I even said this. And what she doesn't know is not going to hurt her. Haha. Also, fuck off, Super Baby. Can't stand you. You do my head in. But for some reason, we do love this game. I don't know why. We all love it. I think it's goated. It's really not. Taiketsu. Oh, where do you start with Taiketsu? Oh, released on the Game Boy Advance, this is, and well, it definitely is, the worst Dragon Ball Z game ever made. Like, let's get the good out of the way. It's got a decent roster of characters. Now, I say decent roster, not the initial ones. Once you get the secret characters in, it's actually quite a good roster. But that means you've got to play this game a lot to actually get them. I don't think you're going to have to. But here, the main thing that you have to look at is the character models. And, oh my god, they are shocking. They are... It looks like Wallace and Gromit. Like, even they could do better, the guys over there. For those who actually don't know the tale, these models were rendered from 3D polygons that were going to be used for an upcoming game, but the game got cancelled, and rather than make new assets for Taiketsu, they just decided to, render these ones. It's not good. Like, everyone, aside from Goku, looks insanely poo, especially Vegeta. I've never seen Vegeta look so bad in my life. Like, honestly, just watch it. Just watch when you can. Oh, God. The gameplay is also extremely poor. All of them have the same basic moveset, apart from their special finishes, and that's about it. That's the thing that separates them. There's also sky battles in this game, where the characters go up and start slapping each other. It reminds me of the scenes in the Team America, where they just suddenly go up in the air and start fighting, but it's just 2 dolls just going... And they're just slapping themselves silly with no coordination whatsoever. Like, even the developers hated this game. They referred to it as like a Voldemort sort of game. They didn't want to talk about it anymore. But they did redeem themselves a little bit because then they went on to make Legacy of Goku 2. But these guys also made Legacy of Goku 1. The poor, poor bastards. And finally, Dragon Power. Now, a lot of you are going to be thinking, what the hell is this game? Why is this on the list? Some of you are actually going to know the reason for this. And to be honest, it's not even a bad game. I just threw it on here because I thought it'd be a bit educational. This is actually not really called Dragon Power. Well, it was in the West, but to the East, it's a Dragon Ball game. Yes, Dragon Ball hadn't hit Western shores at this point, and they weren't sure it was actually going to take off, so they basically got rid of everything to do with Dragon Ball and gave it this journey to the West feel. That's how it kind of was. So all the Dragon Ball, Goku things had been removed. But as you look at it, you can tell, yeah, that's Bulma. Yeah, that probably is Goku, and he's using his power pole. So yeah, again, I don't even know if this is a good or bad game. I just put it on here because I thought, ooh, let's teach you people some special things you might not have known. Some of you are going to be going, you're an idiot. Some of you are going, didn't know that. And that's it. Some of the worst Dragon Ball games ever made. As always, I really hope you like this, and please give it a like, hype, and subscribe as we make our way to nearly 9,000 subscribers. We're so close. And then obviously the next target's 10,000. We've also got the weekly podcast, and it should be coming out later tonight, and we're going to be looking at Pikmin 2 for the Nintendo GameCube. I'd love to see you over there. Until then, I'll see you all in a few days from the video. My name's been Danny. Take care of yourself. Follow your dreams.